get started, kind of get your back stretched out because you do not have support. So this is where you will be at. So congratulations. First of all, welcome to our 2021 DARE graduation ceremony. Wow. We are doing this somewhat live for our families, so they will see this with Miss Turpin. We are going to begin our ceremony. As true Americans, we are going to stand, face our glorious flag with the Pledge of Allegiance. So could you all rise and stand and face our American flag? Ready, begin. Thank you. I'd like to now turn over the mic to Officer Johnson. He has been very diligent and started your DARE education. And please give your undivided attention to Officer Johnson, and he has a wonderful guest for you today. So Officer Johnson, the mic is yours.
It's always special for me to be here. I think I mentioned it at the beginning, but I always have to mention it when I'm here. When I graduated from DARE, it was in this very room. So it's always a really cool experience to be here at Syringa to do this. And it's an honor to come here. I love being at Syringa. I love the time we've had to learn together. As I come here, and I'm not going to take too much time, you've heard a lot from me, so that's why I was hoping to let you hear from other people today. I just wanted to say good job for putting in the work. Remember some of the stuff I told you, a lot of you thought would be hard. We talked about the report, we talked about different things like that, and I remember some of you would kind of go, oh no, and you didn't know if you can do it. Remember in life that feeling, just remember that. Sometimes you think you can't do it, and sometimes we defeat ourselves, don't we? We sell ourselves short, we don't give ourselves enough credit. And when you got done with that report, you realized, hey, I can do it. And here I am, I did it. That was a good feeling. You're gonna have a lot of opportunities like that in life. And some of them are gonna be a lot tougher. But I know you can do it. And when we talked throughout DARE the whole time, we talked about the importance of choices. Some of them are really hard, aren't they? And some of them get tougher. But just like with a lot of those things we talked about, we sometimes think we can't do it. But then we find that strength that we all have, and we do it, we overcome it, and we look back and realize, hey, I was able to do that. I was stronger than I thought. Never forget that. You are stronger than you think. And for all the things that you're going to encounter in life down the road, we don't know what's coming, do we? We can't see it coming. We don't have a crystal ball. But that's okay. We don't need it if we know. It doesn't matter what comes in front of us. I got that strength inside of me and I can do it. No, every single one of you do. So keep that in mind. We'll start out real quickly. I'd like to invite the teachers up so we can talk about one thing when we talk about something. With those reports, now, for some of the parents at home may not realize, we one per class being selected. Oh, sorry, yes, that was giving a heads up. And so we would love to hear from all the students, but obviously with everybody here, that would take too much time, and I don't know, you are not going to sit that still for that long. I know I'm not going to. Right? You've seen me pace around. It's hard for me to stay behind this. So we pick one per class to highlight, to kind of represent. So I'll turn over to the teachers to introduce theirs, and we'll get to the rest here in a minute.
So for Mrs. Goulden's class, our representative is Bella Rasmussen.
step is define. When you do this, you describe the problem, challenge, or opportunity. The second step is assess. When you do this step, you ask yourself what your choices are. The third step is respond. When you respond, you make a choice. Use the facts and information you have gathered. The final step is evaluate. This is when you review your decision. You ask yourself, did I make a good choice? Something I liked about DARE are the stories and experiences Officer Johnson tells. I like how he uses his own experiences or something like that when he gives us examples so we know what it looks like. I also liked being able to make a part of my class's DARE box, which he always said he was bragging about and tell us it was so cool. He also told us that most of us have very good handwriting in 5th grade. These are some things I liked about DARE. One thing we learned in DARE were choices. Officer Johnson always wrote the word choices on the board at the beginning of every lesson. We always talked about them too. One lesson we talked about consequences and how they can be good or bad. Consequences are the effect part of cause and effect. Here's an example. Let's say you see someone doing drugs and you feel trusted or like a real situation because you get in trouble. The cause and effect are you tell on somebody for doing something really fast and they get in trouble. Another thing we learned was facts about alcohol and tobacco. Did you know that there are more than 200 known harmful chemicals in cigarette smoke? This is one of the facts that we learned. Another fact we learned about was that there are 75,000 alcohol-related deaths each year in the U.S. These are some things I learned. That leads me to the last thing. It is very important to be drug and violence free. Drugs are bad because there are harmful chemicals in drugs that can make you sick and passive into your body. It can also hurt other people around you while you're doing it. Violence is bad because it can hurt other people and you feel very badly. Both can be illegal and are bad for others. Not doing these things can give you opportunities, like being famous for sport. You get weaker when you smoke, and if there is a football player who smokes, they probably won't be able to play very well. And if there's a cheerleader who is too aggressive, then they can get kicked off the team. One goal I have is to try to help other people to become drug-free. Another goal I have is to remind myself every day that drugs and violence are bad and not do those types of things. These are some goals that I have and reasons why it is important to be drug and violence free. I have loved DARE and I am glad that I have had the opportunity to be in DARE. I have learned so much from DARE and know that it will help me. This program can help kids with choices too. Choices are a big part of life and how people start doing drugs and being violent. They hurt themselves and other people. I don't ever want to hurt other people and I don't want to hurt myself. These are reasons I will always remember DARE. I pledge that I'll be drug free.
Okay, I'm Mrs. Jacobs, and our class winner was Kinley Roberts.
In DARE, I learned about making good choices. Our choices are what make our life what it is. I learned some effects of using alcohol and drugs inappropriately or abusing it. Some effects would be hallucinating, memory loss, or even organ problems. In worst case scenarios, you could die. As a teen, our bodies are still growing, so it's even more important to stay away from things that affect our organs more severely. Another thing I learned is consequences of our choices. A consequence of a bad choice could be a car crash, hurting yourself or others, or even going to jail. If you choose to make a good choice, then you don't have to worry about these consequences. I plan to use this information I've learned to help myself make the best choices I can throughout my lifetime. I will use the information I learned to make me a better person by making the right choices. I want to be safe by using what I learned in DARE when I feel peer pressure by friends or classmates. I can also use the information I learned in DARE to tell when to help a problem and when to just stay out. I will use the DARE decision-making model to help with all my decisions in the future. I can use it in situations I may not be comfortable with. It will help me know what is right and wrong and help me make the best choice. An example of how I would use the DARE decision-making model in my life would be if I were being pressured into something that I knew was wrong. would first think about my choices and the consequences that could follow, and then I would make the best decision based on what I know. Staying away from drugs and alcohol is very important. I want to lead a healthy, happy, long life, and I know I can do that if I stay away from drugs and alcohol.
All right, from Miss Vasquez's class, we have Danica Jones.
There is more than just learning about drugs. It's a program to help us learn decision-making skills. It also helps you learn to make safe and responsible choices. There is a great program for helping you learn strategies for managing stress and bullying. Your decisions or choices can lead you to really risky situations like jumping off buildings, driving while texting, or even trying drugs your friends tell you to do. Officer Johnson taught us that if you make good decisions, we get good consequences, but if we make bad decisions, we get bad consequences. It all depends on your choices. Officer Johnson taught us how to deal with stress. How do you deal with stress, and what is stress, you ask? Stress can be a lot of different things, like being embarrassed, mad, or sad. If you ever have stress, then take a deep breath or just walk away. Being bullied can also cause stress. If you see bullying going on, you can help by standing up for them. Don't just sit there and do nothing about it. DARE has taught me many things about choices. I learned how to deal with stress, bullying, and how to say no to drugs. DARE has helped me be confident in making choices. I pledge to make good choices.
All right, I gotta say that I think they deserve a second round of applause. That was an awesome job. And keep in mind, we were talking about strength and courage and things like that. It takes a lot to get up here and do that. For the three of you to be able to do that was a good job. And just so everyone watching at home knows, we don't tell them they have to do that. In the end, if they do it, it's because they chose to, which makes it even stronger. So shows that strength. And for everyone else that completed it, we selected three, obviously, like I said, because it's nice to hear from the students. That's really who we like hearing from the most. But there's so many of you, we got to balance it out. But you all did a great job on that. I'd like to introduce the guest speaker here we have today. I'm so excited to have her here. This is Eris Torres. She's Miss Idaho currently. And what that means, that is so awesome. It took, and she could probably tell us how much work it took to get to where she is and to keep going. She goes out in communities and she does things like this, supports students like you, and she does so many things throughout all of Idaho, meeting people, supporting them. She started new initiatives to help people all over. She's going to be representing Idaho, correct, in Miss America here soon?
1 week.
In 1 week.
1 week.
1 week, so that's awesome. So we need to cheer her on. But in addition to that, something that's very awesome to me too. As much work, that sounds like a lot of work to me. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a busy schedule. What do you think? That's pretty busy? She's also in the National Guard. She enlisted in the National Guard as a civil engineer specialist, or civil affairs.
Reservist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Civil affairs. You're fine.
Okay, let me fix that. I apologize. She is in the Army Reserve and civil affairs. So just think adding that to it. So I'm not going to talk too much because she should speak for herself. And we're glad to have her today. So let's welcome her here.